Alright guys, we got UFC 305, Israel Adesanya versus Dricus Du Plessis. Now guys, I want to go through the whole card, but specifically in today's video, I just want to go through 4 fights. And I want to start off at Tai Tuivasa versus Jahinha Rozenstruik. Now guys, before we go ahead and get into it, like the video, subscribe. I don't need to tell you once, I don't need to tell you twice. But Tai Tuivasa, ranked number 12 versus Jahinha Rozenstruik, ranked number 12. So, surprisingly, I don't know how Tai Tuivasa is even ranked number 10. That's even shocking to me. But that's another story for another day. You have a hungry beast, incarnate, a hungry, savage animal in Jahinha Rozenstruik that's looking to annihilate a Tai Tuivasa that's been a shell of himself. I don't know what the UFC is doing here, but I'm here to think that the UFC is setting Tai Tuivasa up for retirement. Like, literally, to set this man in the octagon against Jahinha Rozenstruik. Oh my gosh. Now guys, if you look at Jahinha Rozenstruik, the people he's lost to, he's literally only lost to wrestlers. Besides Volkov, which is like a hybrid of a wrestler and a striker. This dude is literally only lost to wrestlers in Almeida, and the second guy being Curtis Blades, a dude that just fought Time Aspinall for the interim championship. So besides that, he is knocking dudes out. He is knocking some dude named Sakai out in the first round. He knocked another dude out named Chris Dawkins, actually, or one of the Dawkins brothers, in the first round. And he just beat Gaziev in the fourth round KO TKO. So guys, this dude Jahinha Rozenstruik is looking for blood. Tai Tuivasa, that shoey thing, it's done. In that little gimmick with the whole shoey thing, I understood. It pushed him over. It gave him a good push. But that shit was some bullshit. Alright? Jahinha Rozenstruik, a man, a grown man, looking to kill. I feel sorry for Tai Tuivasa, man. I have this fight ending 2 rounds. First round, Tai Tuivasa barely scathing out of there. Second round, I think his lights. Somebody's getting knocked out. Obviously, my guess is Tai Tuivasa. Second round, I think Tai Tuivasa gets TK'd, and that's it, man. That's the fight. Another fight that the UFC, I feel like the UFC is just setting this up to be a retirement fight. And that is 11th ranked Dan Hooker. And he's fighting number 5 ranked Matthias Gamrot. Now, I know the wrestling for Matthias Gamrot is like this dude is wrestling a bear. Okay? The Polish bear. Alright? And he's going against Dan Hooker. Now, guys, I'm pretty sure everybody and their mama is going with Matthias Gamrot. The dude is beating RDA. The dude is beating Rafael Fiziev. Okay, he was supposed to fight Jalen Turner, but didn't happen. Lost to Beneil Dariush, a tough Beneil Dariush, by the way. And he beat Arman Tsarukyan. So for Dan Hooker to go into this fight going against the Polish bear, I think the UFC is setting this up to be a retirement fight for Dan Hooker. This fight is not going to be excitement for a lot of these UFC fans because Dan Hooker is going to be in the deep waters, swimming with the sharks. Okay, question is, can he swim with those sharks? And I don't think he can. Dan Hooker is in trouble. This isn't his retirement fight, but this fight right here, obviously, if he wins, it gives him an amazing push for the championship belt. If he beats Matthias Gamrot, for all I'm concerned, one more fight, then he's a number 1 contender for the belt. So this is a fight that could help him if he wins this fight. But in what shape of then wrestling will just neutralize whatever striking he could just bring to the table, unless it's literally a 1-punch knockout. So that fight right there, I felt like the UFC fed him to the dogs, to the bear, and that dude is in trouble. And then the next fight, the co-main event, Kai Kara France versus Steve Erceg. Now, I don't have a lot of the Australians winning in Australia, believe it or not. But this Australian, Nah, I didn't see a lot of Dominic Cruz when Dominic Cruz. Like I said, guys, I'm a UFC casual, so I'm learning, guys. But I didn't see a lot of Dominic Cruz. And if I ever like imagine what Dominic Cruz were, I'll give it. I'll say he's Steve Erceg. And I know they kind of look the same. Maybe that's probably why I'm saying it. But I'll give it to Steve Erceg. This is my version of Dominic Cruz. Might not be as all flashy on the mic as Dominic Cruz because he was a pretty decent shit talker. But I like his game. And I have Steve Erceg beating Kai France. Beating his ass, actually. I don't see Kai France doing anything special. To be honest, Kai France, in my opinion, hasn't been all that special for me. Like, every time I've seen him fight, it's just been okay. Like, he's an aggressive fighter, but that's just been it. Not much of a tactical fighter, in my opinion. He just fights with his heart. This dude, Steve Erceg, fight with his brain. A little bit with his heart, but his IQ is there. And that's what I like about my boy Steve. You know, we got to find him a nickname, damn it. Guys, we're learning within the UFC community. Best believe we're getting better and better. Alright, we have Dricus Du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. Alright, I really wanted to talk about Taito Ivasa and the main event, Dricus versus Israel Adesanya. Now, this is the fight between the two Africans. Now, I've done my research. Israel Adesanya was talking about, oh yeah, Dricus Du Plessis isn't a real African, but apparently Israel Adesanya grew up in New Zealand, not Africa, and he grew up with maids. So this lets me know that this dude is a spoiled son of a bitch, and we have a real man, a real dog in Dricus Du Plessis, a real champion. But guys, if I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you, I have Israel Adesanya winning this fight. That loss to Sean Strickland, I feel like that loss happened because he was really focusing on Dricus Du Plessis. Imagine a year plus camp for this dude Dricus that Adesanya's been hunting for. I think Adesanya takes this win against Dricus. Sadly, I want Dricus to win, guys. I really do. I'm not a big fan of Adesanya at all. I hate his game. But with those spicy leg kicks that Adesanya throw and his counters and all that, I just don't see Dricus going through it. Even though his aura has went up. Winning that belt, it lets you know I'm the guy. So his aura has gone up. But when it's all said and done, Israel Adesanya is going to go ahead and take the win. Guys, I will be betting on Saturday's fights. And I will be reacting to these fights live. If you want me to see me react to these fights live, put it in the comments, guys. We will be doing a lot more within the UFC community. Trust me. I know Undisputed Boxing is coming out. We'll do some more. Guys, we're doing a lot within the channel. Trust me. And we're going to learn more about the UFC, guys. But this is my little take of the UFC 305 card. Little bit of the main card. Went through 4 fights that I've given a close eye to. A lot of the other fights probably won't put my money on. Casey O'Neill's a girl that I'm looking at. I think that's one of the Australian girls that could go ahead and take a win. And maybe Tom Nolan. Those are the people I'm looking at on the prelims. But not looking. Don't know. Junior Tafa is another guy that I feel like could get a win. But he's an iffy guy. He's in Australia. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a couple of these fights, guys. Best believe. We got a couple of these fights that we're looking at. But all in all, guys, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. 5 likes is all I'm asking for. I appreciate you guys if you made it this far into the predictions that I think might happen, and that more than likely will happen in my opinion. Guys, like the video, subscribe. It's your boy, Fred.